Okay, so let's look at the next one. So that is 6.5, find language speakers from a group of people. So we're given a dictionary where the keys are names and the values are lists of languages. And then we need to write a function, get people by language, which is given a language like English, and then it needs to go into this dictionary and see who have English in their list, like this person and John and not Maria. And then it needs to collect all the corresponding keys, so all the names in a list that it needs to return. So it's like a nice little exercise that connects dictionaries and lists together in a way that I actually really like. So let us try to solve that. So it is called language, and we can see that we are given an example of this dictionary, and then we call the function down here with English and the dictionary here. And in order to get started, I'm just going to insert a vacant print statement because I want to insert a breakpoint and start the debugger. So my strategy for solving this exercise is going to be that whenever you make a list out of something else, it's a good idea to think about for loops. And the way I think about for loops here is that I have a for loop over the names, and whenever a name has the corresponding criteria, I add it to another list that contains my result. So I start by creating the result list, people. We start out by being empty, and eventually I want to return people. And then I have a for loop, and I for loop over person in this name languages dict, like this. And then let's print out person speaks, and then look at the languages that person speaks, which we can find by a dictionary lookup. So I select all of this, like I just use shift key up and down arrows to select it. Sorry, I shouldn't get the return statement, just this. And then I run it by using shift alt E. So now we can see who the person is and what they speak. And of course I can easily check if they speak the language by just checking if this language is in this list, right? Because if I have the list that Anna speaks in this case, because she was the last one in the dictionary, in the dictionary, then I can easily check if she speaks, I don't know, German, by asking if it's in the list, like this. It's the case. In generality, of course, I would use language here. Cool. My email is going crazy. There's been quite a lot of support today. So, if language is in this list, then I want to add that person to my list of people who speak the English language in this case. So how can I do that? I need to add it to a list. So what I can say is that update the list to be equal to the old value of list plus a new list with just this person as its element, right? That's going to iteratively update the list. That was a construction we saw a couple of times last week. I tried to run all of this code by selecting it and shift alt E. It ran the code, and now I can just check that people seems to be correct. So I return it, and I think that solves the problem. So I just terminate, go to the tests, and check. So do we have get people by language? It seemed to work. That was good. So that's how we can solve this exercise, and I think this is a really nice one. I think this is one I would invite you to study the solution for too, because it showcases a lot of the important features of dictionaries and lists in a very clean way, in my opinion.